Hi guys and welcome back to Crypto Chester. My name is Chester and today I'm here to give you an update on Bitcoin and the long position which I have entered this morning, right? I entered this long position as we came down and started testing this top side of this price channel that we've got going on here, this falling price channel. As soon as we came back down, we got in on the retest of this trend line coming up, and we've been in a long position ever since. I'm looking at a measure move up to 40,500 there, but I don't think we're going to get there, and I want to explain the reasoning of why I think we're only going to get to just around under the 200 moving average on the short term here for Bitcoin, and that is the hourly time frame for me, right? And in terms of a percent for the trade that I'm looking for, it's around a 10% trade. At this point in time, we're in a nice bit of profit, around 6% there. And the reason why I'm going to be taking my profit just before this 200 moving average is as shown, right? Is as shown, as you can see on the midterm for Bitcoin right now, we are in the same sort of scenario. We do have this falling wedge going on here, right? This falling wedge going on here. Not that there. This falling wedge going on here, right? As you can see. And we did actually break that to the upside. On my stream this morning, I did actually say I would be looking for us to break this 21 moving average and this volume weighted ATR band that's coming down here. And that's that green line here. And as you can see, we do primarily find quite a lot of support on that and a lot of upwards momentum when we do basically break the resistance from the bottom side, right? We did break that. We found support on it. We actually found more support on the 21 moving average as well. And we are looking at the completion of this measure move here, right? In terms of percent for that trade, it's going to be around a 9% trade, right? That's the completion of that measure move on the short term. And it's going to correlate just right with this 55 moving average coming down, right? But the reason why I'm taking my profit and not on the short term here and not going for that 10% and not going for that take profit on the 200 moving average here is because if you look on the midterm for Bitcoin, which is the 4 hour, we do have this dominant trend line on the RSI coming down, right? This dominant trend line on the RSI coming down, and that for me basically means that I think we are going to come up and we're going to find a level of resistance here. We're going to find a level of resistance here, and that's why I'm kind of losing confidence in even coming up and touching to that 55, right? Because I know a lot of traders will be getting into this long here and they'll be waiting to take profit at this 55 moving average because it's quite dominant, the 55 moving average. But I think honestly we are going to come up, probably just come just below it there, not touch it, and then see some swift rejection from there in terms of resistance on the RSI, in terms of selling power, right? And likewise, with the short-term 200 moving average here, I don't think we're going to get there, and I think it's going to trap a few people out, right? In terms of the MACD right now, on the short term, we are setting a new sort of cycle, on the uptrend for the MACD here, and that basically, in order to have extreme confirmation of a higher high on the MACD here, we need to basically clear this horizontal resistance point on the MACD here, looking something like so, right? But as you can see, we have cleared the previous trend in terms of a higher high, so now we're going to be looking at basically setting a new all-time high for the MACD on the current trend cycle, right? That's what we're kind of looking for. If we are going to switch to a bearish momentum on the short term for Bitcoin right now, I don't think it's going to be very big. I don't think it's going to be very big because, as you can see here, we do have this level of support on the MACD, which we have been respecting for quite a long time. So if we are to switch bearish on the MACD, have a bearish crossover, I think we are probably, it's not going to be very big at all. It's going to be very small, and then we're going to bounce and flip bullish again, right? So that's an indication that the price could basically fizzle out at the point of where we're at now and not see it come all the way up, although at this point in time it is pumping significantly, looking very good indeed, looking very, very good indeed for my trade. But yeah, so if we are going to flip bearish, I don't see us breaking this level of support here and setting a lower low. I can see us basically respecting it and then flipping bullish again, right? So that's the short term for Bitcoin kind of summed up. Now, the midterm for Bitcoin right now, God, we are pumping. The midterm for Bitcoin right now is what I just said a minute ago. We are going to find some resistance off this trend line coming down on the RSI. And in terms of the MACD here, it's pretty flaccid, right? There's not a lot going on, but we have just seen it is near enough a new high set on the MACD here. So this is the current trend that we're in. We're currently in an uptrend. We're pretty far away from a bearish crossover anytime soon. But we need to think when we do see a bearish crossover again, it could destroy this this current cycle of downtrend that we've got on the MACD here. So we could be seeing a new lower low or a horizontal low in terms of the strength of the trend on the MACD there. So it's definitely something to think about, and it's probably going to happen when we get to this take profit zone, which we're looking at, not quite on the 55 as stated, just below it, looking for that 9-10% gain there. When that happens, we will be seeing some sort of correction for Bitcoin, probably coming down something along the lines of that. Let me get rid of that measurement. I don't want you to disguise it as a trend line. Something along the lines of that, and potentially coming up and testing this 21 moving average that we've got coming through here, right? Potentially coming on and testing this 21 moving average that we've got here, probably finding support on that, and then coming back up and rebounding off the 55. That's kind of what I'm going to think that's going to happen over the next sort of day or so, unless we have some insane price movements. But in terms of the MACD there, I do think that's primarily what's going to happen, a new sort of cycle, potentially a nice lower low being set there. In terms of the long term for Bitcoin right now, obviously the next target to the upside is pretty dominantly that 43k zone. If we can get there, then that's going to be very nice. We could be looking at some sort of V-shaped recovery, but at this point in time, it is looking pretty bearish, if I may say, on the weekly chart. If we jump to the 12-hour chart here, we are setting lower highs, but it's not quite bullish enough, right, to see a complete reversal in the trend right now. So I can potentially see us coming up and test that 42k mark in the long term, but as I said before, we are basically currently in a bear market right now. We've just switched over, so in terms of what I think is going to happen, I do think best case scenario, we come up and we test the 43k mark, and then we have some sort of retracement from there, and then we're basically going to form some sort of descending triangle sort of pattern going on here, right? That's kind of what I think could potentially happen for the long term. But yeah, definitely something to think about in terms of what's happening in the price action right now. That kind of sums up the video, guys. Yeah, this is going to be my long trade. Hopefully we can take profit. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Smash that like button up, helps me out tremendously. If you want to tune into my stream, I stream every day, Monday to Friday, 1 to 2 hours every morning. So if you want to trade with me and do some TA and request some potential altcoins for me to do some TA on, smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. You're never going to miss one of my uploads. And yeah, I will see you guys later. This is Crypto Chester basically signing off.